G'day, guys. First of all, I'm just going to put it on the table. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks for all the well wishes. I'm okay. And it might seem self indulgent, but I'm seriously okay. And I'm here. I am here to keep going. And I want to keep going. And I'm fine. I honestly am fine. And I'm up for the fight for this football club. I truly am. Okay. I'm falling out of love, well out of love. And that sheet won't come down off that jumper until I see change, and massive change. And I want to be focusing on our upcoming game against Port Adelaide, because this is supposed to be the preview show of our second last game of the season against Port at the Adelaide Oval, Saturday, 4:40 p.m. The rematch. After they gave us a bit of a touch-up in round 6. But there's so much other shit taking place that I need to talk about first. We were sold a journey. In 2014, when Mick Moldhouse was coach of our football club, there's no doubt that we were at our lowest ebb. You could even mount an argument that we're at that lowest ebb right here, right now. But if we go back to 2014, it is still quite raw. We were bad, really bad. Going to the football and supporting the club in those times was no fun at all. And I think we were all really happy to see Mick go. There's no doubt about that. And we were up for change. But Jesus Christ, the club needed to sell us something. They needed to sell us something. And to their credit, they did. They did. They sold us a vision. And they got us on board. Slowly, they got us on board, and we invested in that as a supporter group, the new Carlton, the new vision, to embrace modernisation, to rid the old arrogance, and to get on board the new Carlton. Okay? And the sell was difficult. It was really difficult. You could either jump off or jump on, and we jumped on, okay? We jumped on in our thousands, okay? We showed loyalty. We knew there was going to be pain. We were told there was going to be pain, but there was light at the end of the tunnel. We were going to trust the process. We needed to believe in the process and trust the club that they were doing the right thing. And we were on board, okay? We were on board. And we didn't sway. From a supporter point of view, okay, there was ebbs and flows, but we didn't sway. Okay, we supported the club through thick and thin. Okay, we saw Brendan Bolton go. We saw David Teague hop on board, but we did not change. The trajectory, okay, the vision did not change. It was all about, getting sustained success through the process. And we were promised from the club that we were going to be a part of this. Am I correct in saying that? That we, the fans, the rank and file fans, the heartbeat of this football club, okay, we're the ones that remain. Okay, we're the ones that are always there. All right, we were sold this vision, and we went along for the ride. Through all that pain, through all that suffering, all that patience, trust. Finally, it gets to the start of this year, 2021, and the club, in their wisdom, okay, placed a target on their head. It's time. No more excuses. It's time to play finals football, and we loved hearing that. As much as that was scary, we loved hearing it, because finally, okay, we've been brought along for the ride, and it was time. time for us to be rewarded for our effort. And I understand the players and the coaches and whatever, but our effort as well, because we're a part of this. We're a part of this club. We're a huge part of this club. And then when things didn't go our way, okay, and we started to lose games and the expectations weren't being met, the club decides to run an external review. An external review to understand what went wrong. That's what an external review, to understand and analyse what went wrong. Outside eyes come in to tell us, the club, we're part of the club, the fans. We need to understand, okay, what went wrong as much as what the board needs to understand. Now, after all that time, okay, tonight was the night, D-Day. The findings are on the table for the board to look at. And the president, Mark Lagudishe, who sat there, okay, when Brendan Bolton was announced as senior coach, sat there when David Teague was announced as senior coach, who sold the vision to us, the fans, who got us on board, who pumped money and fucking effort and loyalty into this football club, for Mark Lagudishe to tonight, after all this time, to turn around and tell us, the fans, the heartbeat of this football club, that the findings are going to remain secret to protect good people of the football club and their reputation. If that's not a kick in the teeth and a punch in the guts, I don't know what is. If that's not arrogance, the old Carlton, I don't know what is. How are we meant to understand? How are we meant to believe in anything anymore about this football club? We have got every right to understand what's going on and what's gone on and what's gone wrong. To treat us like that after all that time, Lagudishe, after all that time, you are an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace. You should hang your head in shame. We demand action. We demand to understand what has happened to our football club. The football club that you told us to be a part of, to come along on the journey with. If you don't want us on the journey, tell us. David Teague has hit the board right between the eyes today in his press conference, has used the emotive word courage. He's challenged the board run by Mark Lagudishe, to display courage to see this through. He's begging for his leniency, begging. We know he's not going to survive. We know. David Teague knows. But we want to know why. We've got the right to know. We've got the right to know why and what's gone wrong. What in the process haven't you got right? Please tell us. Don't just sack the man and sack people, tell us. If you're at fault, that's fine. If you're at fault, that's fine. Admit you're at fault. Vulnerability is fine. We will understand. But to leave us in the lurch at this time, after all this time, and you're wondering why you are losing a generation of supporters and supporters who've been the lifeblood of this football club for so long, and to treat us like that. I don't even know if David T can coach. I don't even know if he's up to it. I mean, for crying out loud, performances on the field suggests he's got no idea. No idea. I mean, what has improved in 2 years? What's gone wrong in 2 years for you to sit there and flank him with such confidence and such conviction in the press conference when you announced him as senior coach Mark? What's gone wrong since then? We need to understand. We need to understand. We need to understand the process of picking a coach. Because it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. You cannot keep this secret. You cannot. You cannot. It's not fair. We need to be a part of this. We need to be a part of this. We demand that we are a part of this. Mark Murphy plays his 300th game this weekend under all this turmoil. And I was a huge critic. And I went as hard as anyone a month back in regards to Murph getting to 300 games. And if selection integrity is a problem and has been a problem, don't we have the right to know that as supporters? If that's an area that has been concerned, don't we have the right to know that? Murph has been he's been a great of this football club, and I will applaud him like every other supporter when he plays his last game this week against Port Adelaide, and he deserves that. But I can't sit here and be happy with what's happened, okay? Over the last 18 months, I cannot sit here and be happy about that and be grateful. I try to frame a market, okay? Just going off topic a little bit, I try to frame a market about who should chair Murph off on their shoulders, what two players. I mean, we've got a skeleton of a team to take on Port Adelaide on Saturday. But who will carry him off? I mean, I framed the market. I had Cripper and Ed at $2.20, red hot favourites. The height was a bit of a concern. You know, Cripper at 195 centimetres and Ed at 180. It's a little bit lopsided. Not too great for the photograph. Is it a great statement? I mean, what would we like to see? I think it'd be a huge thing if the new generation, because Murph spoke, and he spoke very well during the week, and they always do, okay? He spoke brilliantly about his time at Carlton. And he was a wonderful player and a wonderful loyal servant, and I acknowledge that, and I'll celebrate, okay, that. And who am I to sit in judgment anyway? Who the fuck am I to sit in judgment on Murph playing 300 games? I've just been uncomfortable with it, and I'll vent to that. But you know what? I reckon the best statement for Murph, and he spoke about the new generation of Carlton players throughout the week, and he was confident through all this turmoil that we've got the right mix of young guys coming through who are ready to explode. And what better statement it would be not to have Ed and Cripper carry him off. I mean, that's obvious, and that'd be nice. But wouldn't it be great if it was, say, Walsh and Weeders. Or better still, wouldn't it be great if it was, say, Walsh and Liam Stocker, third-year players? Real shining lights, real young shining lights with great effort and application and heart to carry Mark Murphy off the field. That's what I'd love to see. It'd be a huge statement. And I'm not expecting a win. I'm not expecting a win. Okay, I'm not expecting David Teague to be the coach of the football club next year. I mean, Port Adelaide have got so much to play for. We saw what they did to us in round 6. Check out my review of that game. Okay. The alarm bells were ringing very, very, very loud way back in round 6. Ken Hinkley, in his press conference after that game in round 6 when Port beat us by 28 points comfortably. They did it easily in the end. And they did a lot. They did it easily and they had a lot left in the tank. But he said in his press conference that they had Carlton where they wanted him in that second quarter. And they played accordingly after time and basically put the cue in the rack and still ran out comfortable winners. There was a complete lack of respect from the opposition to us that night. They dominated us. Our back 6 or 7 was all at sea. We had more inside 50s, but we just could not defend. And that's been the theme throughout the whole year. So where have we improved under David? So where have we actually improved? And what's gone wrong? What has gone wrong? And why haven't we improved? What processes haven't worked? We need to know. We need to know. They're top 4 on the ladder, Port Adelaide. They go into this game, 2 games remaining, 2 games clear. They need to win one of their games. And this is going to be the one they've got to win because they face the Western Bulldogs here in Melbourne the following week. They're 2 games clear at Brisbane and Sydney. They want to secure a top 4 finish, and they've got so much to prove. And they're purring along at the moment. They won 4 out of their last 5. They weren't ultra impressive in the showdown last week, but they did enough to win. They got Dersma and Butters back. They've been back for a significant amount of time now. They didn't play the last time we met them, but I mean, geez. They just ran rings around us, forward of centre. Dersma caused us headaches. Dixon always destroys us. Robbie Gray always destroys us. Marshall is a good young player. If he plays Rosie, they're just stacked with really good talent. And their midfield is strong as well. And look, it's a serviceable defence as well. It's disappointing. I mean, it's got to the stage now. I don't think the result, we know the result's not going to matter in this game. It doesn't feel like a lot to play for. I mean, I don't know how you'll be watching this game. I certainly won't have a lot of emotional investment in it. I'm definitely really interested to see how Brodie Kemp goes in his debut game. I'm not expecting a lot. If I see a few little glimpses, which is going to hold him in good stead and us in good stead moving forward, that's all I want to see. Disappointing there's no Sauce, Harry, and Jones. They've gone out with injury, but McGovern comes back. I mean, what do we want to see? I mean, it was in that game in round 6 where McGovern went back into defence, okay, after half-time. I think Wiedering went down with a head knock and they pushed McGovern back. I mean, is there an opportunity for McGovern? We know he'll play forward without Harry, but is there a spot in time for McGovern in our back half? We're just going to have to wait and see with that. I mean, will he even be at the football club next year? I mean, there's so many unknowns. And Teague in his press conference today, and he continues to talk about the belief. Okay, and he keeps saying he believes in the people here. He believes in the people here. I don't think he does. I can't see how he believes in the people here. These are the people who are going to sack him. These are the players who don't perform for him, who don't show the application and effort, are going to be the ones who are responsible for his demise. So what do we want to believe? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel on Saturday come 6:30, 7 o'clock. I really don't. But I'm once again really gutted at that news today. And we just left once again just floundering, not feeling part of this football club. A football club that we deserve to have a huge investment in. It's bye for now.